Well, again, I'm going to maintain this is a contrarian position, and so if I'm right, it obviously has a big payoff because many people would disagree with me on this. But he would, again, if you brought to Mr. Trump an ability to avoid jail and drop out of the race, I think he would do that. You're making the case, and this is the case that you should make to your Republican pundits that come on. This is clearly decentralized, then, right? So the Trump case is that this is a coordinated attack on him. This is the conspiracy, deep state cabal going after him in coordination. But you and I both know that this is quite decentralized. These are different judicial and legal jurisdictions in a very decentralized way with different vested interests that have all
Yeah.
indicted Mr. Trump. And so to me, I think there's more danger in that for Mr. Trump than even if it was coordinated. So again, I'm going to maintain he finds a way to slip out of this thing if he can negotiate himself away from jail. That means accepting blame for things like the insurrection or partial blame. It means he overreached in Georgia in terms of asking people for votes or getting his team out there to manipulate people, particularly the Secretary of State of Georgia. And so he could cop pleas in those four jurisdictions and drop out of the race. I think he would do that. He's not going to do that today, but as the heat turns up on this man, I predict that he finds a way to do that. I think he'll go to his lawyers and say, how do I get out of this? And then how do I take a powder on this campaign? And remember, one more point. I think it's very important. Chris, one more point.
Go ahead.
The family's not with him on this. They're just not. Okay, there were reports that Jared and Ivanka are there supporting him and advising him. They want nothing to do with it. Ask their friends. Melania Trump says she's supporting him, but take a look. You're a great journalist. Doesn't seem like there's great support there. He built Trump Organization with his family, the reality show with his family, the first campaign with his family. They don't want to be a part of this. No matter how dysfunctional you think Mr. Trump is, he needs those people around him. And remember, Chris, they acted as buffers. He would say nonsensical things to people. And then people like Jared and Ivanka would call those people that were offended and say, okay, calm down. He's a little crazy. Get back on the campaign boat and row in the same direction as us. He doesn't have those buffers anymore. It's going to get way more difficult for him as we get closer to Iowa.
I mean, look, I don't know the family the way you do. You know, I mean, for me, it would be unfathomable that anybody in my family would be in a fraction of this kind of trouble and we wouldn't all be together. Although then again, for Jared and Ivanka specifically, Trump being in trouble is kind of good news for them because let me tell you, if you're looking at Hunter Biden, the Democrats could easily have gone down the road with Ivanka and certainly Jared. I've never heard of the Saudis saying no to an investment and getting overruled by the leader the way MBS did for Jared Kushner. But let's put that to the side. Here's the reason I don't get your theory. That would require Donald Trump to make a deal where he does not trash talk the prosecutors, the DOJ, because you know how those deals are. If you disparage the deal and say, I had to make it, these guys are dirty, the deal's gone. Do you think he has what it takes to have that dose of humility?
No, I mean, it's not humility. He has no dose of humility, but this is a gauntlet and he does have a dose of reality, you know, and he's got arguably unbelievable political instincts, right? He went from being a reality television star 18 short months later to the American presidency. So I don't think he is underestimating the legal trouble that he's in. He's too instinctive and he's too smart for that. So that's my opinion. I think that he knows the weight of everything. And I think that he could keep his mouth shut if it keeps him out of jail. This is a guy that has lived a very feathered life. And I don't think he wants to see the inside of a jail, even if he has quasi-Secret Service protection in there. I think it's just too overwhelming for him. And, you know, look, Chris, he's 77 years old. And so he's on his way to 78. So I don't see him having the will to fight this thing the way his supporters do. It's a contrary opinion. And I respect the fact that you disagree with me, which makes for a good, rigorous debate on your television show. But the chinks will start happening. Remember, you've got 18 people on that last indictment, and you don't think some of them are going to turn state evidence against Mr. Trump? I predict that they will, because you've seen this, Chris, where people don't want to go to jail and they fold on the people that they were supposedly once loyal to. And he knows that. He's not stupid. He knows, okay, wow, those are 18 people. Yes, I did ask some of them to do X, Y, and Z. If they admit that and cop pleas for themselves, it's going to be very damning towards me.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.